Hello, I am a piranha, and today I will tell you 2 horror stories. A young married couple lived in one of the townships of Germany. In their village-style settlement, they had a small and curvy house with a yard decorated with flowers. The district itself was very calm and orderly. The streets of the village were clean and no one could see too much garbage. This peace was disturbed only by the twin boys, who were very mischievous and never tired of playing. They loved each other very much and could not bear to be separated from each other. The boys especially enjoyed playing hide-and-seek and shooting with conifer sticks. One day, the mother decided to go to the small market in the village to buy butter and bread, although she did not want to leave the children alone at home. That's why Mom dressed the boys nicely and took them with her. The shop was in the central part of the village, where they had to walk for 20 minutes, and on the way they didn't meet many sidewalks anyway. That's why they often had to cross the road. At that moment, when the mother and the children reached the car track, the woman did not have time to hold her children's hands, and the naughty children slipped from her hands. The twin boys ran quickly across the road. A black SUV, the driver of which was under the influence of alcohol, was unable to stop the car, and a terrible scream shook the place. The drunk driver did not stop. He just sped away, leaving 2 large bloodstains in his wake. The woman fell into a terrible depression. For years she kept repeating that it was her fault. Her husband and neighbors tried to calm her down, but nothing worked. A few more years later, when the woman had overcome her depression a little, she suddenly became pregnant. The couple was very surprised when the doctors told them that they were expecting twins again. Boys were born again, twin boys who looked very much like the brothers who had died in the past. The parents regained their zest for life and did not dwell on the tragedy of the past, even though they were still experiencing it. The twin boys grew up and their parents never said anything about their older brothers and acted as if the tragedy had never happened. One day, the mother decided to go to the store again and took the boys with her. As they approached the tragic track, which did not even have a sidewalk for pedestrians, the mother held the twins' hands tightly so that the same thing would not happen again. The boys laughed and said in unison, "Mom, there is no need to catch us. We're not going to die again." Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. This will help the channel to grow and post more horror stories. May the grace of Piranha protect you. One day I decided to buy a new wardrobe. That same day I went to a thrift store to buy it with my small budget. One wooden wardrobe really attracted me. It had a big mirror in the middle and it looked beautiful. I haggled a lot with the seller to give me the cabinet 30% cheaper than it was actually worth. He actually reduced the price, which surprised me because he had never reduced even $2 before. With the help of my best friend, I brought the wardrobe home and put it in the bedroom. It filled the room and made it beautiful. I thought that after all, I would no longer have to put my clothes on one chair and I could store them neatly in this closet. I did so. I neatly folded a lot of clothes lying on the chair and put them in the closet. I also found many of the same pants and hoodies that I thought I had lost a long time ago. When I finished things, it was already night and I decided to go to bed. I turned off the light in the room, closed the window and lay down in bed. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was woken up by a strange sound coming from the closet. I felt as if someone was knocking from inside. The noise grew louder as time passed. One morning, I found very long handprints on the mirror in the center of the closet. I laughed, thinking about when I got my greasy hands on the mirror and didn't even pay much attention, so I cleaned it. I was still bothered by the noise coming from the closet at night, so I put a trap inside it because I thought it was mice making that noise. The trap caught nothing, and the knocking sound from inside continued, and every morning I found the marks of long, greasy hands on it. I admit, it all scared me a lot, but I wasn't afraid of this closet enough to get rid of it in the first place. But I remember that night very well. It is impossible for me to ever forget. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning when I was awakened by this knocking sound. It was much louder and more dangerous than it was usually heard in previous days. The sound was like someone hitting glass with open hands. I opened my eyes and looked at the closet. My heart raced as 4 long black claws shot out from the mirror in its center. My heart almost broke when I saw this. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was in a horror movie. My breath caught. I couldn't scream anymore. After some time, the claws were extended, and I saw a tall, black and ugly creature with a huge mouth open wide. The creature slowly got out of the mirror and looked at me. I could really think I was just suffering from sleep paralysis, and that was all it seemed to me. However, unlike real sleep paralysis, I could move, and the creature in the mirror looked very real. I didn't know what to do, so I just gathered all my strength and hit the light switch. When the light came on in the room, the creature disappeared somewhere and was never seen again. However, I could still see the calluses of the long fingers on the mirror. I felt a pang in my body. Tears were coming from my eyes and I could not move. At that time, someone whispered in my ear,
"Don't rouse them.